What's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, with another Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 3 theory. And I want to talk about the possibility of Defcon's brother, who's still alive, Vernon Stark, possibly being Breeze. Now, I've made a lot of Breeze videos. I've had enough reason, right, to justify 6 to 10 people being Breeze, right? But when you actually think about it, right, I feel like Vernon Stark has just enough probability as being Breeze as any one of these other dudes, right? I'm banking on him and D-Wiz the more most likely now after watching not only the scene Kanan had with Vernon Stark, which I'm going to speak on because it raised some questions, right? And also the fact that Sacrestano has made it so at least 13 inmates have come home or have been released. Now, is it possible that Vernon Stark is one of these people? And also, let's talk about the effect that Vernon Stark could have on Kanan. Let's talk about the discussion that Vernon Stark had with Kanan, which, like I said, raised some questions for me after going back to watch that scene. And then y'all let me know by the end of the video, am I reaching or could this theory ring true? Now, I'm going to continue with these Breeze videos until we finally have one of these dudes sitting down while Jeopardy is on. So until then, all my theories are right until I'm proven wrong. But let's start from the beginning, right? Vernon Stark very well could be one of the 13 or more inmates released because of Sacrestano. Now, I'm about to go into the questions that arise in me after rewatching the scene between Vernon Stark and Kanan. Now, if you want to know exactly how I felt, you can easily go to YouTube right now and put Vernon Stark and Kanan or some variation of that phrase, and the conversation will pop up, right? So let's discuss all these factors that I include in, right? What if his name is already Breeze? What if his name's already Breeze? You got to understand this, right? We talking about the streets of New York. We're talking about drug dealers, things of that nature, right? Right? Defcon used to run the hood. Vernon Stark could have been his number 2. Maybe Raquel was his number 2. Maybe Marvin was his number 2, right? Maybe, right? Maybe for all we know, Vernon Stark's name was already Breeze, even though I feel like it makes more sense for D-Wiz's name to be Breeze because the way, he's described as coming and going, right? You don't never really know where he's at. But for the sake of argument, what if Vernon Stark's name is already Breeze? Because you have to know that his name in the streets is not going to be Vernon. That's his government name. He wouldn't want the police to have that easy access to his real name. So what if his name is already Breeze? What if before the season is over, right, he's home and Marvin or Raquel or somebody sees him and they say, Breeze, when did you get home? Right? There isn't enough contradictory evidence to rule that possibility out. Right? Now, boom. Right? My next thing is, to me, I feel like Defcon knows. I feel like Vernon Stark knows and knew that Defcon was gay. And he also may also have secrets to hide. And not only that, him and Raquel have secrets to hide as far as what's going on with Kanan and Breeze. Not Breeze, and Vernon Stark. Is it possible that Vernon Stark comes home and he fills in the rest of the details that Raquel just refuses to tell Kanan about? Kanan does not know that Defcon like men. Is it possible? Right? Wait. Yeah, I don't believe anyone told Kanan yet that Defcon like men. So is it possible that Howard tells Kanan that, Rock tells him that, or Vernon comes home already being Breeze and tells Kanan that? We don't know. But as far as Defcon being left-handed, when you listen to the conversation he had with Kanan, it sounded like he wasn't sure Kanan was Defcon's son himself. And he asked Kanan what Raq had to say about it. And he subtly suggested some people already accused Defcon of being gay. He said something along the lines of, you know, there's going to be rumors. People are going to say things about people, this, that, and the third. Like, he was being real, like, cryptic about it, right? I also had a point that says maybe Raq snitched on him, but Raq was Howard's CI, and we don't have any information that she was anyone else's CI. It'd be crazy if she was Sacristano's CI too. But because she hasn't reacted in a way that someone would act if they worked for a police officer and then the people who they lock up end up coming home, she would be way more scary than that, right? She's not worried about that, so probably not. But we can move on to the next point, where we got the fact that Uncle Vernon has been locked up. Uncle Vernon has been locked up pretty much Kanan's whole life. So that could add on to the conspiracy / theory, the jeopardy theory, right? Because we have to attach jeopardy to whoever Breeze is, right? Even if it's D-Wiz's brother, he did time, came home institutionalized. If it's Vernon Stark, Vernon came home institutionalized, and as someone who been in prison, it gets real when certain shows want to come on and dudes want to watch their show every single day. Like, for instance, right, when I was on Rikers Island especially, right, they had this show called 12 Corazones, right, on the Spanish channel. And me, I don't know a lick of Spanish besides 1 through 10, a couple extra numbers, a couple curse words, and I like it when Spanish women call me Poppy in the bed, right? Other than that, I don't know Spanish, but me and the rest of the black guys, as well as the Spanish guys, we used to love watching 12 Corazones every day because it was a love dating game show, and they had very beautiful women on it every day. We had to watch it to the point where somebody messed up and got everyone locked in their cells for the day or something like that, and we couldn't watch 12 Corazones, we were going to beat up whoever caused us to miss that show, right? So it's very possible to say that Vernon Stark was institutionalized, and he may be the person coming home wanting to watch Jeopardy. It's very possible. It's very possible that we have Vernon come home, even if his name wasn't Breeze. But he'll come home, he'll change his name, and he'll see that, hey, I see that it's a new day and time, but I could possibly fit myself in here somehow, some way. Maybe he comes home knowing the plug that he met while he was locked up. Maybe he gets cool with Ishmael and them, right? But somehow, some way, right, he gets himself in a position where he can provide drugs. Or he could team up with Kanan and they could go do a robbery, rob a drug dealer, something like that. But he becomes a person who maybe becomes the middleman between Kanan and the real plug, which evidently leads to his death. Kanan Stark is somebody who seems like he's a stand-up dude, but they didn't give me any inclining within the writing of his scene to let me know that he was intelligent at all. But it's possible that he's still strong. It's very possible that he's still a strong individual. And when you listen to the conversation he's having with Kanan, he's like, who told you Defcon ain't your daddy? Who said this? Who did that? What did Raquel say about that? And then he goes from being somebody who seemingly isn't 100% sure if Kanan is his biological nephew, but still had a reason to encourage Kanan to believe that Defcon is his nephew by saying, yeah, what he said, you got his eyes, you got his spirit, a whole bunch of esoterical things that ain't got nothing to do with biology, right? Because this is a dude who seems like he's in fact lying, and Raquel is in on it. You know, Defcon's his brother. He grew up with his brother, assumingly so, in the same house. So there's no way you're not gonna figure out that your brother is left-handed. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like he's somebody who spent a lot of time defending his brother's honor. We may even come to find out that Vernon Stark took the life of someone who was spreading the rumor around that his brother was left-handed, which would have ruined everything, right? Which would have put Raquel in danger, Kanan in danger. You know what I'm saying? When he said that Kanan was a baby when Defcon went to jail and there wasn't much to say, that's cap. That very well could be cap. For all we know, a lot could have been said, but it ain't the time and place to tell it, right? And now going to my last point, it's possible that Vernon Stark explains to Kanan how much of a stand-up guy Defcon was, inspiring Kanan to want to stay solid in the streets forever, just like his dad Defcon did, because we know, or I'm assuming we know that Defcon never ratted. Defcon stayed solid in the streets regardless of what his dating preferences was. And then Kanan did the same thing up until his last breath. Okay? Now, that's my argument for Vernon Stark being Breeze on the low. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We can never forget the fact that small characters that we see in power in one season could come back and be formidable forces in another season, or hold major plotline twists in the future. We can never rule that out. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.